Ready? What? 2. Oh.
Hey guys.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, guys? Nick here. I'm here with Brandon and Lucas, and today I'm interviewing them. Hey, that would be a cool.
That would be fun, but that's actually not happening.
Let me do that next time though.
Okay.
Interview you guys. Like just ask, not talk.
We're still doing the intro right now. So this is
the
most awkward.
Okay, so next time I'm gonna talk about only
your hand is really warm right now.
But this one is about me. So you're watching.
So he's the guest,
podcast.
and he's also doing the intro.
Yep. We've known Nick for a long time. This is just a little conversation we had. Enjoy.
Yes. Have fun.
One, two, three.
Just like a little late. Just a little late. So today we have Nick.
Are we
Nico.
starting?
Yes, we're Nick. Come on, bro.
Do it again.
Yes, we're
It's gonna
starting.
be really creepy.
You have to be like, you have to be really like happy. We're happy.
I am happy.
Life is good.
Everything's frequencies.
God is good.
You don't have to remind me of that.
Everything's
Give
frequencies.
him a big smile, Brendan.
Everything's frequencies.
Give it a big smile.
Should we have our hoods on?
You're a frequency.
I'm not a frequency.
You're a
That's
100.
weird. You touch a tree.
Lucas,
I'm just trying.
You're a frequency.
deep down at the very,
He
very
said-
core part of you, you're just vibrating.
I'm here with the Teletubbies.
Hey, we're the Teletubbies.
No, we're missing Jason.
Let's do it.
So the three of us have had a group chat for many years, including a couple other friends that we don't have here, but
This is the core.
this is the core.
If you
Yeah.
have a group chat and it says core in it, you should value those people.
Now that group chat's called Hairlines.
Not because of me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, bro.
Hey.
I saw a picture of myself from right before I got married, and it was
Was it a top shot?
bad. No, it was bad though. I had way more hair than I do now.
Really? I feel
Yes.
like your hairline
No,
has
dude.
been
It's
pretty
You guys
consistent.
it's okay, but it's like it's
you
for
guys
sure
can
going
take
back.
over that topic.
It's like, man, it's not great. It's a good thing I'm married because I'm accepted. I don't have to
Yeah.
try.
That is good.
Just kidding. Try. Effort is important.
Try.
Anyways.
Guys.
So here we are with our best friend, and I'm proud to say best friend,
Yes.
Nicholas Gaggero, everybody.
Hola. Hi, everyone.
Well, Nick has been a friend for
Decades.
Years right now.
I've known you since 2011.
I'm really excited about
2011.
hanging out.
2011.
Until like 2 years ago, I was still in your phone as Brandon CF&I.
CF&I. Then Brandon the man.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon the Man. I remember that.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a long time.
It is a long time.
2011.
That's when I was judging drummers.
Yes. I tried.
And then what I tell you? What did I tell you?
No, I don't know. I think you unplugged the click machine. Like
I unplugged it?
no, I don't know. I couldn't. I played drums.
You
I
auditioned
played
at
piano.
CF&I. Yeah.
I auditioned for piano, guitar, drums,
All the instruments.
congas, everything, and I made it on bass. So I was like, okay, and that's where a lot of things started. I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Let's
true.
start talking about bass. Why not?
Bass.
Nick has this black. Is
P
it
bass.
in a US bass?
It's P bass.
It's a P
That-
bass.
Is crazy. I mean, that thing is heavy, but it sounds like I haven't seen a bass sound like that.
You think it's heavy? Like for
It
reals?
is heavy.
For real?
The body is heavy.
I guess
But
I don't know.
Did you change pickups?
I don't play
I
guitar.
do have
like-
a little bit of like this.
Like your
I do
shoulder
have a
is
little
like,
bit of a.
like your left
pain right
trap
here.
is just huge.
To
Yeah, I
say
love
to
that
say
thing.
how good the bass sounds. The first time Nick bought a pedal outside of a tone hammer, I was like,
Guys, I'm
like
selling my tone
it's been
hammer this
6
week.
years.
I'm selling it.
Why are you
Why?
selling it?
'Cause somebody needs it in Argentina, and I'm gonna get a new one. I'll get a new one. But it's like the same tone hammer I've had for like, I don't know, like 6-7 years.
A long
It's-
time. Wow.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
now we have a new pedal. on
new
it
pedal
for the first
and
time.
that's part of what like I want to explore other things. But
That's good.
yeah, I love that bass. I got it in 2018,
Where'd you buy that?
2019. I was playing a lifestyle Christianity here in Dallas on a Friday night, and a friend was supposed to bring his bass because I had no bass. When I came to Dallas, I had a 5-string bass.
Not even a PV. You have the PV now.
I've had several T40s, PBT40s, because of Kings of Leon.
I'm pretty sure I have pictures of those.
I
Like, I could pick this thing up.
that's
That's great.
That's a heavy bass. Like
yeah, that's wild.
I have one right
That's
now.
too
It's
much.
like stored. I'm
It's
gonna keep
red.
that one.
It's the red one.
It literally has the little plastics from the 80s.
Oh,
It's never been like
Wow.
Well taken care of.
I have it like
Is that a hard
PV.
case? That case is
I do
weird
have a
too.
hard
It's
case.
like
It's
a
like
weird.
plastic and it's slippery. It's kind of slippery. Like it's
Like, whoop.
weird. It's awkward.
Yeah.
But this bass, I got it that Friday. So before that, I had a 5-string, like one of those Fender Ultra, like with like 18-volt pickups. Like I was ready to play any Bruno Mars.
B
You know,
note.
I was living in LA, and that's kind of what the vibe was. And I had no idea when I came to Dallas at Upper Room. I see Gabe playing his Noble. He had like a red Noble bass, and he had pedals, and I was like, "What?" So they were like, "Yeah, that 5-string bass." I would hit the low B
Yeah.
all the time. You know, it was like,
Oh, yeah.
it was like different vibes, but the Bethel tone was like, you have to get that, like you have to, and I had no idea, and so I sold it, and I had the money.
The Dan
And I was-
McKenzie tone.
Yes,
That's what it is.
like you
Yeah.
need to get it, which I actually just ended up just screenshooting his like Instagram one day.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Don't we all?
Dan McKenzie's a legend.
thank you. I don't know you, but thank you, brother. And
He played bass on like
Thanks
all
for
those,
posting it.
on like You Make Me Brave and all those, like Have It
Yeah,
All.
yeah, yeah.
He played bass on all that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Is that who shaped your? Is that the main character? If you
bass?
think?
No, I don't think so. No. He's
What was-
great, but no.
What was the like? When did you change? Like
My
no
bass?
more 5 strings. Like
I don't know. Oh, well,
I gotta go.
It's not that one event that we won't talk about.
no, no.
Well, one.
So
I want to hear that.
Oh, no, we're not
So-
going to talk about that.
I didn't
Okay,
play.
guys,
I didn't
we
play
need views
much
in this
bass.
podcast.
No.
I didn't play much bass outside of like this last 10 years. Like before that, I was playing guitar. Like I wasn't playing bass that much.
Yeah.
I played like 1 year
Which
at
that's
CF.
wild.
CF
Nick
and
is
I-
probably one of the best players I've
Yeah,
seen.
you
but,
are
like-
for sure the most
like-
versatile person that I know.
Dang, thanks, bro. I was playing
If you-
guitar.
You said something one day. Who were you talking to? You're talking about Nick playing bass, and you were
Mhm.
like, he's probably the best bass player I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
Who? We were having this conversation with
Like
someone.
musical context.
I can't remember who was the third person in the room,
I don't remember.
but I remember saying that, and it's
We have
true.
a lot of conversations.
It's true.
So.
Thank you. I mean,
Shout out.
that's
You
huge.
know that.
Thank you,
It's-
bro. No, So I had the money, and I went to every single Guitar Center
How
here
much?
in Dallas.
How much?
I had like $1,000. You know, it's like I'm gonna spend $1,000,
Mhm.
which at that time was like
It was like
You at 2018, you were on staff at Upper Room.
I was on staff at Upper Room.
You were the audio director.
I was doing sound at Upper Room.
Solid.
X32, M32.
M32.
Yeah, we had the Waves sound grade card.
that was the
Yeah.
prime. That was probably like where
Bro.
things
You know what's funny? I have that Impact server in my trunk,
Dang.
in your trunk.
which is in my car.
Do a little museum out here. I
Yeah.
was like, there's X32. Like
No,
this
it's
was
just
Rick
like I
Pino's
was like,
X32.
maybe we should just
like he
maybe I want to
donated
buy
it.
this Impact server, and then I realized my phone is more powerful than the Impact server.
That's real. Honestly,
Yeah.
you could do more
Yeah.
with an iPad than.
Yeah, that's real.
But
Like 4 gigs of memory.
Yeah, less than that.
we
Yeah.
get there that Friday, sound check, no bass. Like we're about to start worship, and the guitar player is Steve Whitten.
Stephen Whitten.
Steven
Yeah.
Whitten. He's like, bro,
Great guitar player.
yeah, he's awesome. I love him. That was a cool crew,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, bro, I have a friend that lives close by. Let me see if he could bring a bass. He said yes. So I run out. Service is like the countdown's already on. I run out, and I was looking for a specific bass. I didn't want to buy something like I had this thing in my mind. I don't want to buy like a brand new bass
Mm-hmm.
because I think I have this thing with wood. I think it has to be aged. I don't like it that it's brand new because I feel like it's gonna take a long time for
Yeah.
it to like settle
Develop and all that.
in. And I want it to be like a black bass. I want it to be a P bass. I want it to be an American P
Dude,
bass.
I remember this. I was mixing front of house.
Yeah, you were there.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember.
Those.
I remember.
Yeah, I think Marcel was on drums.
Yeah.
Garrett on the guitar.
Yeah.
Like David Fish on.
And you were playing synth bass
I was
the whole
playing
night
The whole
because there's
sound
no
check.
real bass.
It was so bad.
Dang.
It was fun.
But I run out and I tell the guy, thank you so much. And I run back in and I open it and it was like it was like that moment. And I connected, I played. Then after we play, we're in the backstage and I ask him like, what's up with this bass? I love it. It's like, yeah, it has Lawler pickups. And I was like,
This is it.
That's like tell your friend right now. I'll give him $1,000, which that bass at the time was probably worth $800. But before inflation, you know. But it was.
Nick hangs around me a lot, and I'm very political.
He's my coach.
I mean, let's open your YouTube search right now and see what pops up. What's your For You on YouTube?
Right now, okay. Make sure you go vote. But
but for real though.
So I had the money here, the little stash of hundos, and I'm like, hey, bro, tell your friend, like, I know it's probably $800 bass, but I'll give him $1,000 right now. And Steven was like, I don't think he's gonna go with it, bro. He loves this thing. I was like, just ask him. So he texted him 5 minutes later, like, bro, he said yes. So I was like,
dang.
Before he regrets it, you know?
Yeah.
And that bass, bro, has been like, I have a lot of gear or like random instruments. I love, you know, like we're always sending each other like vintage gear. I have 3 drum sets right here for no reason.
That's
I
true.
don't play drums right now. So, but I like finding deals. It's like my retirement plan.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Which is not the greatest plan.
If there's a storage, someone that works in a storage container, please sponsor.
I love it.
Speaking of that, I think some of your boxes are still in my storage unit.
Yes, there's something in there.
Oh gosh.
So honestly, that bass
I love it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's crazy how like you wouldn't expect it to be that way.
Yeah, I know. It looks kind of like janky a little bit, and I like that too.
Yeah,
I like everything about it.
It doesn't look janky, but it is crazy.
What's one piece of gear that has been like inspiring you lately? Like what's one thing that you've been using all the time? That's like, oh,
man,
this is.
I was talking about this the other day. There's a little Roland makes these little like boxes, like little synth. I think it's called J6 or something. It's
We can
like
look it up.
It's an arpeggiator. So like you literally like put the BPM and it acts like a synth. You could choose the notes you wanted to arp and it has different patterns. So then like I record that and then I put a bunch of like plugins and
that's cool.
Create my own textures.
Is that
that's awesome.
P6 Creative Sampler?
Roland P6. No.
Nice.
What is that vibe? What is that size?
That's sick. It's like it fits in your hand.
That one, the blue
right?
One, the blue one. Yeah, they make several ones.
They have 4 options.
That's
It's
cool.
like $200.
Like a tiny.
Yeah.
And it fits in my backpack and
that's super sick. I borrowed one of them for one of the recordings we were doing, and I remember one song. I just found a cool sequencer. It was like the whole song was just one thing, and I was hoping to hit it in the right head of the click, so it would have been like off.
Boom. So it's right.
Yeah. You have to like
I remember
right on time.
when me and Seabass and Ish were doing the first Perks pack, we did like a bunch of shaker loops, you know, and then I remember hearing people like hit the shaker loop and it's like half a beat off. So it's like on the upbeats.
It's like
That's kind of cool too.
It's going through a mastering chain,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's like it threw everything off. Like
it's really funny.
that's real. Yeah, I love that thing.
That's
what about
cool.
you? What's a piece of gear for you guys right now?
Ooh.
Like what's your or a plugin?
Well, so I've been seeing all these ads for this Black Salt audio company, and it's like they make like this one plugin called Silencer, and it's supposed to be this amazing gate.
I have it.
Yeah,
Bro,
I bought it.
Okay, so I bought it too, but I haven't used it until today.
Targeted, like
we are ads.
Bro,
I
they
follow.
know.
There's like
They know.
there's like
Hey.
an office that people probably saw a picture and was like, "Hey, we got another one.
He's
2 more.
victim right there. Just get
came
him.
in.
Yeah.
One from Brazil, one from the U.S."
It used to be Waves. Waves used to get me like
people
this.
like that.
Like,
They like do their
buy
like
2 get 1 free. It's
before
like,
I
before
had to buy
creative.
yeah, $29.99. It's like, why is it 56?
Yeah. Before creative access, which you know we all have. I mean, I don't use creative access for my mixing stuff, but like
You have the ultimate
I
version
have-
of things. Like when it's just like you could get the regular Pro Tools and that has like 64 channels, or you could get the one that has like 572 channels. You'll get that one.
it's
You're-
512.
Inspired by Matt Huber.
No.
You have
But
to
it's-
have every plugin.
Yeah, I don't have every plugin. No.
Silencer.
So that one is really good. I've never found a great use for it, and that freaked me out. The page change.
Yeah.
I have never found a great use for it. It's good, but like you have to have, for some reason there has to be like the right context for it to work
Isn't
really
that
well.
the one that's like it's like a gate
Yeah, it's
like
a gate.
it debleeds something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
symbols.
There's like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But
I remember using it.
I found it today, and it worked perfect on the toms of this channel, this mix that I was doing.
Do you
today.
feel like
And it was
you know everything, like as far as like EQing and compares, like you're a
Not
go-to
everything.
person to ask, both of you. But do you feel like silencer? It's a gator. It's
a gate,
right?
yeah.
So do you feel like
with AI,
it has
we can go down that route.
it has-
I don't think it has AI. I don't think it has AI.
Does
It has some. No, it has presets for like snare top, snare bottom,
but like
tom, and kick.
I don't know, like from the SSL G console
Mhm.
channel, or the silencer, or the fab filter G, like
Mhm.
right, and
Pro G, the gate.
Pro G,
Yeah.
or I don't know, another gate. Like,
Mhm.
do you feel like once you understand what each knob or parameter does, like you
Mhm.
could just make it happen with any of them actually, or
For sure.
do you feel like a new plugin like Silencer comes out and it looks like graphically, it looks like, oh, this
Like
one
the-
actually gets rid of all the drum bleed, and
The GUI is what I call it, the GUI, the user interface, the way it looks.
yeah.
I do think certain plugins do it better than others. But the same idea, if you have really well recorded drums or whatever, then any plugin can do what you're talking about. I think in this situation, I was having
Surgery.
problems with Pro G. With toms, I normally like use the sidechain function, and we'll like look for a certain frequency range that the tom is present in, and that opens the gate.
Mm-hmm.
But it just wasn't working. And so I was like, well, I just bought that one a few months ago, so I'll try it. And I tried it, and it was great. It worked. It worked just fine.
I think some gates have more parameters than others. So when a gate you can like, there's like a EQ, almost like not sidechain, an EQ that you can like dip the high end so it still opens the low end.
Yeah.
I think Oxford has one of those.
Yeah, the
That's
Oxford
like,
one's really good. I
like
haven't
those
used
are
it, but
like
I've heard
sick.
really
Like you
good
can
things.
get that
Yeah.
with the SSL one, channel
Yeah.
strip.
So it kind of opens
But-
up the gate only. It's like a dynamic gate, like
How's it
dynamic
called?
compression,
It's
like
so
through
Oxford
a
does
range.
the same thing that
Yeah.
I think
on the frequency.
the Oxford drum gate does the same thing that the Black Salt one does.
Mhm.
Silencer. It looks for like, it has like the preset kick, tom, snare, whatever. It has like a certain frequency range that those things, a snare is most prevalent in.
That's
and
almost
it's
AI.
very-
right?
So it kind of saves
not-
that, and
yeah,
then
it
everything
is
else.
almost AI.
It's
Like,
coding. There's a lot
Yeah.
of coding in that. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Some of it, I'm sure it is. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just a sound guy.
it's gonna only get better or crazier too with time.
Yeah.
We're only like in like 20 years. What the heck?
Yeah.
I
for
know.
real.
I mean, that's
But it's
crazy.
cool that like all this stuff is
Who knows
super
what's gonna
important.
happen.
Like it's what tool fits the situation best. But I want to talk about
Wait,
when-
his favorite.
My
sorry,
favorite.
Sorry,
His favorite.
I don't know what my favorite has been. I've been on the kick on the Tonex right now. I bought 2 of the Tonex one. I have like 2 things to record
it-
at home.
Is
And
it Tone Factor?
It's like
No,
the
Tonex is
Ruby
like
and
yeah,
the
the
Dream,
Oh,
the
okay.
the amp
simulator.
Ruby and Dream. Those are the UA ones.
I
Right?
didn't. I didn't have anything at home,
Is
and
that
I
called?
had to record.
That's called Tonex.
No, Tonex is a new one that came
Okay,
out,
okay.
and they're like small, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
fit your pedal. Yeah.
They're really, really.
And do
tiny.
they sound better to you? Then
I haven't. I mean, I'm just like nerding out. I'm loading IRs and like listening to stuff and trying to see like what feels like an amp, what doesn't feel like an amp. So
Yeah.
I spent a couple hours this week.
What
just
have you been choosing on them? Do they come with like a Fender or Vox, or do you just load whatever?
You can load. They have their own like library of like stuff that you can like download or use their own stuff.
Nice.
But the surface is really like intuitive. So like the software, when you open up on your computer, it like looks like an amp. So you can kind of mess with the knobs.
you
and
can move the mic. And
you can
stuff.
move the mic.
It's like
you can do
waves.
stuff like
Can you
that.
put it just
Waves
pointing
guitar.
to the wood,
Just in the middle.
not
of it.
on the speaker?
Like,
Yeah.
we experienced this like the other day. And Nick was mixing from the house, and we had a mic there's this AC30 212.
That was cool, Tom.
It was a white hand wired,
Mhm.
one of the new ones that doesn't have a standby knob button. You just turn on and it turns on. But they have a piece of wood in the middle of the speaker, and the mic was like literally on
Behind
the
the wood.
top of that wood. And I was like, Nick went out. I was like,
Nice.
I don't know, move it.
For some
works.
reason, it's very dark.
Yeah, I was like, sounds like the guitarist across the street.
Yeah, right.
Figure it
Yeah.
out. But
Anyway,
That's cool.
that is cool.
yeah,
I've seen a lot of Tone Factor ads. That's David Hislop's one,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks really cool. I saw like their interview with Chris Greeley
Yeah.
and some others.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. I'm interested to hear what my friends think about that. You know,
They
But-
sound great. They sound great. They do
Yeah,
great
it's crazy that you could do that nowadays too.
Yeah.
Like I remember 2011 when I met you.
Yeah.
And like the men's dorms at TFNI from
the G.
from where the gym was
Oh yeah.
like a block,
Mm-hmm.
2 blocks. It's a long walk, and I would carry a hot rod all the way from the G
Dang.
to the gym,
Wow.
and I,
Those are heavy.
just
Yeah.
to record guitars, and like you
Yeah.
only had 1 amp, so like you would record everything twice, you know,
Yeah.
and like just like make sure you try to play it
Where
the
the
same,
the Mac Lab was.
Now you get
Right.
this too little, like,
Too tiny.
This-
They're so small, bro.
and they sound great, like way
Yeah.
better than whatever I was doing with that. What was it called? M-Box?
Yes.
M-Box.
Bro, that was in the Mac Lab. They had
Yeah.
all these they had like 24
What is that?
iMacs.
The M-Box?
I don't know
The DigiDesign, like
It was
before Avid was
Yeah, it was
was
DigiDesign,
DigiDesign, and they had these little interfaces that were like blue,
Yep.
Oh, yes.
and they had this little
Yes,
It's like
knobs.
2009, 2010.
Why were the knobs so small?
I don't know.
Like it was probably aesthetics, but
Yeah.
it was hard on my fingers.
Yeah.
Every time I hear Hot
Yeah.
Rod, I think about Todd Fight. I don't know why.
Todd Fight.
I just think about Todd.
Great
Todd
time.
has some of the best stuff.
Every
Yeah.
time I hear Hot Rod, I think about him.
That's funny. I remember Garrett had that. So Garrett and I were roommates before I got married in like 2013. He had this huge Bad Cat. Do you remember that amp?
Yeah.
It was like 110 pounds.
But he
It was
also had
so
a
heavy.
Suburban to carry.
He had a
it.
Tahoe.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
His old Tahoe, and it was like so high. And he'd like, "Hey, bro, I'm home. Can you come out and help me load this?" I'm like, "Gosh." So I walked down the stairs. We had to carry it up the stairs to our apartment and get it out of his. It was just so heavy. It was
We have
so
to do a
heavy.
podcast with Gary.
Yeah, Garrett, bro.
Yeah,
He's the legend.
agreed.
Garrett is a legend.
He's
That is true.
he's in Beaumont. Shout
Oh.
out to G.
Belmont.
We've had some fun times doing some guitar sessions. Long time.
I remember. Yeah, never mind.
You gotta talk
In
about
this room.
his telly, like his
Dude, yeah,
like,
that yellow.
that telly's like how I feel with my P bass.
Yeah,
Is him with his telly, and it
Yep.
was really
He
fun.
did something one time here. We were in this studio that literally I was like, that makes so much sense. And he was tuning the amps, which was so loud, but
It
it
was
always
so
feels so
loud.
good, but it's so loud. And he will like have his compressor pedal with the battery inside of it, so he could take out his pedal board
and just
and
take
like
it.
take it to the amps. And I was like, why do you do that? And he's like, my sound is my guitar plus the compressor.
yeah,
I think it was the Keeley. Like,
Yeah.
Keeley,
yeah.
so sick. And I was
the
like, that
four-knob
makes
one.
so much sense.
Mhm.
Like, tune in with your compressor. That
Yeah.
makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And he would just like make it sound like
I remember
heaven.
at 1350 at Upper Room, we'd every Sunday night I'd mix or whatever, and I would just hear that amp room. He would open the door, and it would be so loud.
same
It was
3 chords.
louder. Like what-
D-A-G.
Yeah, exactly.
And it sounds like AC/DC is
Bro,
about to
it
walk
was
in.
so- It was in the amp room.
DAG. That's so
And
true.
He would leave that door open and just play and be on loop from.
It sounds
oh,
like
so loud.
Black and black, like a little.
Yeah.
Hey, that I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to Top Golf?
Yes.
They play that stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to hit a little ball that's like way too
Top
like,
golf
it's
is so
It's
vulnerable.
way
so
too intense.
comfortable.
Did,
but-
did you miss it like crazy?
I miss it
Like-
so much, but like I grabbed the kid's stick and I was like, I was sending it over to the freeway. It was so good. I was like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
But bro, they were playing AC/DC and it reminded me of Garrett's
Yeah.
like DAG right
Yeah.
now.
Why do you think he plays those chords? Is it to open the guitar and
I
like
think-
hear the
I think
different
the
ranges?
guitar has the most amount of like open strings with D, with A, and then G. It's just like the harmonics of it. I think
Yeah.
makes sense.
We should ask him.
We should ask him.
Some guys do like
Garrett,
A, G, E,
Yeah,
and
we'll
just
let- yeah.
like the fourth or whatever. Like
we'll let Gabe edit
one
this.
string out.
Garrett, why do you play DAG
Yes.
when you warm up? We want to know. Question mark. There we
And
go.
everybody does know
Yeah.
how to do
Yes,
that.
that's
Like
true.
you walk in on Sunday morning
That's true.
and it's like
going to
before you
Guitar
have
Center.
coffee,
Yeah.
you're listening to D-A-G,
Yeah.
D and loop, you know?
Anyway.
Julian loops his pedal board
Yeah.
and he wears his boots and like tight jeans sometimes. You never know what he's gonna wear on Sunday, but he loops it and then he walks to the amp room and he starts moving things and then he says hi to you and it's still looping. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
It's just
but-
going on forever.
I love
Okay,
that.
so when you were here at the studio with me for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Almost exactly 3 years.
2020.
Yep.
Till last year.
If you
Yeah.
come to the studio and you see all the posters
Yep.
for
That was-
Joshua Tree, and
that was you two.
That was,
Literally
That was
you
us.
too, but also you both.
but it was Nick season. Yeah.
Yep. There was so I took over the studio in like December of 2020. And
Why? Not just you could,
No,
just kidding.
and then like as that was happening, you jumped in with me and you were like, because you had moved in to this other room that's now the kitchen.
Yes.
There's a little closet basically, and it was so you're like, I'm moving in. Like it was amazing. It was, and then you moved into the room I was in, and it was amazing.
Good
Like
times.
that was
crazy.
it was crazy so long ago, but it's not actually not that long ago.
I
But
had a lava lamp.
yeah, I remember.
A lava lamp.
Lava lamp.
You turn it on.
yeah,
Every
yeah,
good
yeah.
studio needs a lava lamp.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
where
I
it is.
don't have a
I think
lava
it's
lamp.
at the storage unit that you were talking about.
It might be. There's a lot of stuff there. But we you moved in, and I remember thinking like, man, this guy's you're a real one. You know, you're a real, because you just jumped in and didn't know like what's gonna happen, but we just jumped in. It was so fun, and then we've done so many records. How many records?
We've done a couple now. Yeah.
Yeah, a few. I would say probably.
And 4 years ago,
Yeah.
we've only done my EP. That's kind of how like we've always been around each other. Like I auditioned for drums, and then you were interning at Randy's studio at CFNI, or you were running it. And I will ask you, hey, can I record drums for this random thing? And
That studio is like a historical place to
legendary.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? No, honestly, like
Yeah, it's
downstairs.
amazing. And back then too, they had all these pictures of all the records. Like Vanilla Ice
Yeah.
was like on.
Randy
like,
recorded the vocals for Ice Ice Baby, which is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And next to
you were always like
yeah.
just the guy, like who does studio stuff. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Brandon. And I remember like just asking you for, hey, bro, can I record drums at wherever you're interning? And you would like help me out. And
That's so cool.
I have pictures of that. It was just really cool. I'll send it to you guys.
Was that the first time that you had contact with like hardware gear, like preamps and stuff?
Avalon,
So
mainly.
when I was
API.
when I
like
was at
the real
CF
stuff.
when I was at CFNI, I literally Symphony. I auditioned for drums, but I didn't make anything for the Lord's grace, probably from my Hillsong drum fills.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I just jumped into the sound team and met Randy, and that, and I started working for Randy, and then soldered a bunch of XLR cables,
Dang.
and then only messed up one of them. I flipped phase on one of the XLRs, and that was the one Randy picked up to test.
Oh, man.
So he's like, the phase is backwards. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, it's okay. We can use this on snare bottom.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Great.
But you can
Let's
only,
make that from now on.
Yeah, like a cable?
Yeah, it was an
backwards?
XLR cable. So
So
he
had
had
a
this
bottom snare cable.
He had a
Yeah.
bro.
Dang.
He had,
Or like a EG left.
He
you
had
mean you
like-
never have to click the face button ever again because
Never
you use the
again.
cable.
it's perfect. So
That's awesome. You save a lot
no,
of
he
time.
had like 2,000.
You save like
couple
5 minutes
spools.
in your lifetime.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. He had a
Don't
couple.
you love when the phase button is flipped on the console, but it's also flipped on the SSL waves?
Yeah.
And you don't see it, and
Yeah.
it's
That's like
just like
somehow. yeah.
The face button.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
crazy.
But it's
Bro, this podcast
yeah.
could be like 7 podcasts. I feel like we could talk for like
We-
so long because
for sure.
we're going through so many little
yeah.
stories. You know,
Yeah.
you could have a bonfire right now and like stay till
true.
like 2 in the morning.
that's what's
That's
happening.
true.
But-
That's yeah.
Because
But you're like, no, bro. bring
no,
it.
it's because I want to ask so many questions about like CFNI, and I know I'm here, and you probably want to ask me stuff or like get the most out of this moment. But there's so much
Yeah.
the CFNI records, and you could dive in so hard, like to so much of how you used to do things, what you still use today, and how much of it you'll probably continue to use forever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so many routines and things, which that's what I'm so grateful for. The time we still do work together, all of
Yeah.
us. We're literally about to do an album in El Paso
Yeah.
really soon, but I've learned so much from both of you, And I've known Brian a little longer, so I've learned a lot from you. And then just out of being here, just asking you so many questions, bro. Why does this do this? Or what plugin do you use for like acoustic guitar? Or what are you looking for? Or why do you love gated snare? Like, why do you? I don't know. Like little, like I think 4 years ago I would have never want to have a Dropbox, like pay the monthly Dropbox. But like seeing your workflow and seeing how fast and important some of these things are, they're small details. Yeah, they're small little investments, like paying a Dropbox, whatever. I don't even know how
for
much
the couple terabytes, whatever.
But
I think I'm on yours. Workspace.
But imagine now not having
terabytes,
not having a Dropbox now. Like,
it
will suck. Like, what are you gonna? You know. But just grateful for all this stuff that you.
The feeling is mutual for sure. There's like, I remember I just mixed a song for Harrison. And I did this. He sent it to me to mix, and I was just like, oh man. And it's been a minute since I mixed something you've produced, and it all fell into place for me. I was like, oh, I know what the boom track is for. Yeah. Like, I just know where to put it.
Use that. I think Braxton gave me that sample. Yeah. He gave me a sample of like Splice downloads that he had, and I have that folder called Splice downloads, and I renamed it Boom that way, because it used to be called some random name, but whenever I will import it, I will have to retype Boom.
The track,
So I just named it Boom. So when you load it in, it's called Boom.
In my mix template,
what sound is it?
It's like
it's like just like a drop. It sounds like an atomic bomb.
Yeah,
but you lower it to like minus 40 dB.
I see.
When a chorus hits and you feel the lift of the chorus, but it's not like a transient. It's not like a. It's more like a boom.
You just want to like.
That's why I call it boom.
It's like, imagine like the bomb and then the tidal wave hits you and it carries you into the chorus. That's what it is. Yeah.
Like
I wasn't there. But
if it had more attack,
like the wave pushing you.
Oppenheimer.
If it had more attack, it will be doom, but it's boom. So it doesn't hit you that hard. You know,
we need to cut that. That's a meme.
Yes.
Boom.
Okay, let's play with that. We'll cut this, but let's play with it. Okay, this is me taking the attack up.
Toom. Less. Toom. I mean, those things are really helpful.
That's funny.
They are helpful.
But I love it though. It's so many like little things like that, and I mixed that song, and everything just fell into place, and I realized it's like, oh wow, like I've missed doing like stuff that you don't have to fight with. Everything has a place. One time I remember we got in an argument because you're like, I put Devil Lock, the Sound Toys plugin, Devil Lock, on the tambourine, and you hated that because it made it darker. And you're like, I want the bright. Or like I put like micro shift on the sub bass, so it was this mono Moog sub bass, and micro shift just makes it wide. And you're like, that's not the sound we're supposed to.
It's like, hey, producer.
You're like
hey, we did go through the season of like, bro, just
do what I did.
EQ a little bit and like compress, but like don't reshape the whole thing. But I think that was really cool also to learn, so many other things, because there was a lot of things that actually worked. Some stuff, as a producer, you could be like, just keep it kind of how it was and try to blend it in there. But some stuff, it was like, oh, that's like the micro shift. Maybe there was one time I was like, I don't like it, but then I actually
later on you added in the session.
I use it sometimes. Like especially on pads, it feels great sometimes. Like
it's great. It's so cool too, because you have the focus knob, which turns up it monos it's like a mono center channel for frequency. So if it's at 200, everything below 200 is mono.
Oh wow.
So like it can still be wide above that, but below it it's mono. It's cool.
I'm gonna shift the conversation a little bit. I'm gonna take a turn.
Take a turn.
Nick, tell us what is in the horizon right now. I know you've done an album this year.
Recently.
Like mine?
Yeah, your own album. Like you did it. We recorded it this year.
We recorded last year.
It
was last year in July.
It's overdue.
It felt like it was. It felt like it was this year.
Yeah, I have to finish
So
it.
you recorded that. Like, what else is like coming? Like, what's in the future? What where are you at?
So,
like, where are you heading? What's some dreams? What are some stuff that you...
Personally, I recorded 2 albums. One here at the studio that was really fun. We used all the gear. And then, so that's the one I'm going to
All the
release.
gear.
All of it, literally. But, and then I recorded one in Argentina that's more like really old school songs. And I did it in a really small chapel.
How was that?
That was fun because my whole family was there. And it was
That's
like,
cool.
the lighting was really cool. And
It looked cool.
Yeah.
I saw the videos.
so you're actually, I've talked to both of you guys, but you're mixing the Argentina one and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
mixing the one here. So that's in the
down.
horizon. And
That's great.
and then as far as like ministry is just continuing to go lead worship and minister in Latin America. And as far as work and music production, it's crazy because I kind of took a little bit of a break after moving out of here.
Mhm.
I was just I wanted to do less random things because I think as a music producer, you could get a client, someone that wants to do their song, but you don't feel fully connected to the songs.
Yeah.
Or honestly, some of the songs are just not really good, and you feel that, but you can't say that because you got to pay rent. So you start committing.
That's a real struggle.
You start committing
Yeah,
to
that is
like,
real.
and then you go through like a year or something. Like I did a little bit of that, and I was falling into routines. Everybody's wired different too, so
Yeah.
each season's great though because they all teach you something. But I was feeling a little like, oh man, I'm kind of stagnant. I'm kind of using the same boom sound on everything, and I'm using the same patch on Omnisphere for every chorus. Like, so I went to Argentina for 2 months, and then I came back, and I didn't really have a lot of like work and I was leading worship. So like, I was like, okay, maybe it's not the season to produce, or maybe that was it. Like, cause you never know, like maybe it's the Lord leads you to a new season and you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe the grace is not in production that much, but I actually took a step, started praying, and I told the Lord, like, what do you want me to do? And talking to a friend, I came up with a business name for my company, and then I took a step and I opened an LLC and I opened a bank account, and literally that week 2 people hit me up to like do 2 full length albums, which is what I'm working on right now, which is amazing because
Yeah. What's the name of the company?
it's called ISO, AISO, which means, you remember I used to be called 4150, 4150, which
What
is
was 4150?
4150 was my address in Buenos Aires. It was like the number of the house, you know?
Mhm.
And then I was talking to my friend Frankie, and he's like, bro, I made some logos for 4150, and one of them looked like the letters AISO, because 4150, like the letters.
Oh, yeah.
So,
They look like it.
so I was like, bro, what if you just call it ISO and you just come up with an acronym for ISO? And I was like, so then I asked my friend Victor, and I was like, bro, what do you think? We love joking about like with you guys, like just dumb things.
Yeah.
And
No, we're serious.
like, you know,
Mainly Brendan.
mainly. So
Touch my shoulder.
so I was like, what about, he said like artistic innovations and then sonic outlets. So AISO, because I want to do more than music in the future.
Mhm.
So I want to do video. I want to do, and not necessarily me do it, but I would like to expand to do like marketing, social media strategy. Because one of the
your
things,
whole family is in that, and they're killer. I mean, I saw Melly posting stuff. I mean, Nachi, you all know she's a boss.
my sisters
on that
are
stuff.
amazing.
Like, they're both on that creative world, and they're really good at what they do.
everybody. I mean, my childhood best friend, like growing up, he's like runs and then like most like creative projects for like a lot of things. In my friends, my roommates, so many of them photographers and so many of them graphic designers. So I just feel like I've been surrounded by it. So I know a little bit or enough, but it's like I don't actually want to do that part, but I would like to be prepared. So like if a church wants to come and like, hey, let's do an album, I could help them with the branding of the album, with marketing, with the packaging, because I think you could do so much
Like
with
all together,
with music production and then mixing, and then when you deliver it, it's like nobody.
Not all this stuff is connected. It makes sense.
Because graphic, like the vibe and all that, and I would like to help people not only make the music, but I'll actually like 100% of the potential of what the music could be, you know?
Yeah, that's cool.
So-
We talked about that a while ago. Like while you were here, we had some ideas about like maybe supporting the video side of it, and I think the heart behind it is like being able to actually give like a kind of a turnkey solution.
Yeah.
Because so many people don't know about publishing, about video, like who do I talk to, about all these things.
Yeah.
But they have music, they have a desire for something. They just don't know the people. And so it's, I think, super valuable. Like there's real need for that, you know?
So the artistic innovations is that side. And then Sonic Outlets is anything like music production, songwriting camps.
I see it.
It's installs like sound mixing.
Did you release your website?
Yeah.
Is that how people connect you? Like to
isocreativehouse.com. So
okay.
Or yeah, but I'm not going super hard on like social media right now because I feel like these 2 records are taking a lot of the time. So I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. That way, whenever I want to provide that, and I'm just kind of. But I'm excited about this next record. You're capturing it. You're mixing it. We'll have Ish on drums.
Yep.
Alex on guitar. Antonio and Allison.
Yeah, that's gonna be a team.
Good.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
I remember. Oh gosh, we did me and Ish, Colorado.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Brian Ming.
Shout out to Brian Ming.
Shout out to Brian.
Unveiled Worship.
Yes.
I remember that was a fun first record that I.
You rewrite my story.
Yeah. Oh man. And then Damascus. We did Damascus record. I wasn't there for that, but that was you, Ish, and Braxton.
That record changed a lot for me.
Yeah.
I walked in here one day and you're like, hey bro, we got a church that has 10 songs, but I need it done in 5 days. Like
yeah.
I was like, so I was like just in that room over there, just like
Forever.
2 songs a day.
Yeah.
And
not sleepy.
I think Oscar did 2 and I did 8 on that album.
Oscar did 2.
Yeah. Like, no way I could do 10. I was like,
yeah. That was fun.
But that was fun.
Done.
It sounds
I found
good.
like you got that phone call like something. It was 2.5 weeks before that record, and they needed like full on start like beginning to end production.
Braxton was mixing from like a room inside of another room, like so he had
for a house.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
it was a room inside of a room for the other room.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I remember like he sent these little clips of because you were MDing and playing bass or no you were playing keys.
Yeah.
And like the worship leaders wouldn't put their ears in.
Put your ears in.
Yeah.
Put your ears in, please. Put them in.
Because you could hear on the mic that
the click.
Yeah, the click and everything.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yep.
I remember being in that group text and laughing so hard because I wasn't there and this sounded like this chaos happening. But the record is awesome.
Sounds great.
The record is so good.
Julian played guitar on the post production on that. It sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Such a fun.
Ish on the drums. He was literally like the whole time looking at his iPad like just like
yeah.
it was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He nailed it too.
He
like
nailed it.
One take, like and it sounded
perfect.
Amazing.
And they used that little Tama drum set.
The little PDP.
Oh, it was a PDP?
PDP.
Like
even you talked about him tuning that kit that was like
I don't know a person that probably I haven't seen Ryan Prim. That's Ryan Prim.
Yeah.
Like I haven't played with him in a long time, and I feel like he does a really good job tuning. But in person that I've seen like transform a drum set, it's Ish. Like he makes them sound really good.
Exactly the way they should sound. Yeah.
Like what the heck?
It's like when the guys who built the drum set, they imagined it sounding like this. That's what Ish makes it sound like.
And he's really consistent.
Yeah.
Like it's good too. Seabass too. It's awesome. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. We were surrounded by some amazing musicians.
Yeah.
You included. And you included.
Yeah, both of you guys too.
I haven't played drums in a service in 8 years.
You have to play, bro.
No.
Was it Steph, your wife said something, was it at dinner? She said like, you have to play again. Every time he plays, he's so anointed and like.
Did you use 5 A's or 5 E's?
5 A's.
5 A's.
Remember those?
They're
like in between 5 A's.
A little longer.
Pro marks?
Vic Firth.
They're a little longer,
I never loved the feel of
but the
same
same width of a 5A, but longer.
I don't know. I can't remember the difference, but
I think
would probably just
like
do 5Bs now because that's what everyone uses.
Yeah.
But I stopped playing before everyone flipped their left stick around and played with the back end.
Yeah.
That's how long
so
it's been since I
uncomfortable.
played.
That feels.
I know.
It's like
It's
grabbing a
weird.
golf stick.
Especially, it's especially uncomfortable if you've already used that stick. So it's got the cymbal chips in it,
Yeah.
and now you're like grabbing. That's very painful.
Yeah,
It is uncomfortable. Man.
That's
Anyway.
real.
That's funny. But is there anything you want to wrap up with?
Just
Yeah.
no, we're good.
Well, I just want to say I'm so grateful for you, bro. My life would not be the same without you.
Oh man, I love you guys.
Yeah,
Same.
dude. It's I think musical taste and what I strive for in a good mix is so influenced by our time together.
Oh, bro.
And yeah, dude, I love what you try to communicate through your music, through all the sounds and the textures. And it might seem mundane to you sometimes, but it's so powerful because of all the intention. And that's I appreciate about you. I told you a long time ago, like you're my barometer for truth, in my life. Like you, if it's not real, you don't want a piece of it. And I feel that in your music. So
Thank you.
I
man.
honor you, bro.
Appreciate
So
it.
grateful for you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we all do.
Yeah.
I know this is everybody's story, to
Yep.
be honest. And it's not just yours. I think
Mm.
it's everybody that gets to be with Nick, gets to learn and just be better. And because of how I think you're a very real person, I think that translates in a lot of areas. So there's things that we look up so much in you. I look up, my family, me and my wife, things that I've told my own family in Brazil, things like dreams and stuff that just by, we lived together. We were roommates before I got married.
Yeah.
So we had this season 2 of
Stroganoff.
Nick.
He makes good stroganoff.
I
I remember
Nick-
when Brazil and Argentina would play each other,
Oh, we
and they
can't.
wouldn't talk.
There's no friendship there. I'm sorry.
Y'all, like,
Like,
hate
They're
each
out for
other.
a day. But Nick, when we live, let's
No.
not get into that.
That's
But
fine.
when Nick will bring this
cut it there.
this juice maker, and then he would put this huge thing in the kitchen, and like it was a season for juice, so everybody had to cup on it.
I've been trying to be healthy for a long time, but I can't get there.
Oh, dude.
No, I love you guys too.
Yeah.
I love what's happening right now with AudioLink. I feel like God's hand is on it. I see it and I've sensed it. And I've known you guys for a while now, and I've seen you guys do other things. And I love that this is the season where the Lord is like, go. And my heart for AudioLink and for everyone watching is that we will continue to bring the Lord the best we can and enjoy it, Because I think one of the things with sound and all that is just if we don't enjoy it, then we just gotta check ourselves, And I think you guys have taught me how to try to enjoy it more,
Turn the
and-
gated verb up. That's all you gotta do.
So
It's
Love it.
so much fun when we all do stuff together.
Yeah, it is.
It really, really brings a lot of joy to my heart.
I'm sad I can't go to El Paso. I'm so sad about that.
I know it's okay, but
Yeah.
Okay, your A2 is going.
Okay.
You'll be all right.
Stop that.
yeah,
Oh man,
it'll be good. We gotta borrow the mics though.
that's true. You got to figure that out. I gotta buy a second set of mics.
Yep.
I'm gonna say bye without my pop filter on it. So
Oh gosh. Oh Lord.
bye.
Oh, it's gonna clip the. Oh, you're clipping.
Oh yeah.
You're clipping. Anyway, deuces.
Love y'all.
Bye.